Hey guys, it's Nita. I'm back with another tag, but this one is going to be about mental illness. As I said in my channel introduction tag, I have mental illnesses, and I was going to talk quite a bit about it on my channel, and I thought that this was the best way to start it. I found this on YouTube last night. This girl's username is Cortnee Deyarmin. I'm going to leave her information down below. You should go check her video out. It was really interesting, and she had some really good answers for these 8 questions. So go check her channel out. And I want to say up front, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, so don't take this as legit medical advice. This is just my opinion, what I've been through, what I've done, and what works for me. And I just wanted to, let you know what you can try, what you can do that might help you. So that's just my little disclaimer. Okay, the first question is, what is your mental illness? Kind of what is not my mental illness. My mental illness, main one is bipolar. The next one is anxiety, and I have also OCD, ADHD, and PTSD, and I also am a recovering drug addict. I'll get more into that with the rest of the questions. So pretty much I am a whole bowl of Fruit Loops, to put it bluntly. Number 2, when were you diagnosed? I was misdiagnosed when I was 30. I was diagnosed as major depression. I was correctly diagnosed with bipolar 2 years ago, and I am very grateful to the doctor that correctly diagnosed me, because they were able to put me on medications that work. Because when I was 30 and misdiagnosed, they put me on all these medications and they didn't work, and I didn't understand why. Now I know why. Because I was misdiagnosed, and that does happen a lot. So really, if you feel like you're misdiagnosed, talk to your doctor and see what your triggers are, how you act, see if you have lows, highs, manic. You really need to talk to your doctor to find the correct diagnosis. Number 3, who knows about it? Everybody knows about it. My friends, my family, y'all now. I don't hide it, because people see me in bad moods. They wonder why. It's my my bipolar, my anxiety, or whatever. So I don't hide it. So I let everybody know. And I also like to let my friends and my family, close friends and family, know, so they know how to deal with me when I am having episodes and having ups and downs. So everybody knows that I have it. I don't keep it a secret. I'm not embarrassed of it. And nobody really should be embarrassed of it. Number 4, what treatment have you had for it? Like I said, I've had counseling with psychologists, psychiatrists, and counselors. And medication, and also meditation. Those are the main things that I've had for it. And I still do meditation to this day. I swear by it. It is the one main thing that keeps me sane, is meditation. So if you haven't tried it, give it a try. It really helps you center yourself and focus. And that way you can deal better with your anxiety and your mental illness and get through the day a lot easier. Number 5, hardest part about living with your mental illness. Other people's perception of mental illness. A lot of people think that it's all in your head. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, it's all in my head. My brain's misfiring. If I could snap out of it, I would, in a second. People think you can. You can't. I wish I could. God, I wish I could. I've tried so many things. Medication, meditation, doctors, before the doctors though, and their medication. I tried self-medication. I hurt my back years ago, and they put me in pain management, and they put me on pain meds. And at first I was taking my medication right, and then when I started having manic episodes or highs and lows, like when my dad or my mom would get sick, I would take more of my pain meds, and I'd get a euphoric feeling, and I'd feel so much better. I'm like, oh, this works, so I'm going to do this. That was the worst thing that ever happened in my life, was me doing that. Because it still affects me to this day. Once you're a drug addict, you're always a drug addict. Even if you're not doing it anymore, you still have to deal with it. You still have to keep your recovery up to date. And that's where I learned to meditate, was through my recovery for my drug addiction. In NA and AA, they talk about meditation, and that is where I learned to meditate. So I highly recommend, do not self-medicate yourself, do not self-diagnose yourself. Go to a doctor, go to a counselor, whatever, and get the help that you need if you feel that you have a mental illness. Number 6, something about your illness or recovery. I'm going to go with recovery on this. My recovery has been a long road, but ever since I've been correctly diagnosed, it's been a lot easier, and my life has been a lot easier because I've learned how to deal with it. And I have a lot less anxiety attacks now, a lot less highs and lows. And when my lows are low, I don't want to get out of bed. I'd rather stay in bed, because I know when I'm low, I am a total raving bitch. I am mean to everybody. I don't care if I love you or not. I'm just mean to you because I feel like you have no sympathy for me. And I know that's not right. I know you do. I know you love me. I know you care for me. But I just feel that way. My mental illness makes me feel that way. And the best thing for me to do is just stay in bed, read a book, watch videos, whatever, to try to take my mind off of my low until I can encourage myself enough to get back to normal, or whatever my normal is. And I'm not normal by any means, but you just have to really concentrate and try not to take it out on other people. I know that's hard, because also my drug recovery addiction and all that has something to do with it too. My triggers, I will take it out on people when I feel like that's part of why I'm feeling down. Like, oh my God, I need a pain pill because I'm freaking out because I have anxiety. No, you don't. You don't need it. You just need to chill out. The bad thing about that is, yeah, it makes you feel better for the moment, for an hour or two, but then you're back down and you got to take another one and another one and another one, and it's just a downward spiral from there, and it causes you to do things and hurt people and do things that you never thought you would do. And just don't do it. Get help, counselor, whatever, family, friends. Just do whatever you have to do. Number 7, what is one false assumption about your illness that you would like to correct? That I can snap out of it. That it's that easy. That it makes me somebody not worth knowing or loving. Because a lot of people think if you have a mental illness, you're not worth anything. There's something wrong with you. You're crazy. No, I'm not. I can't help the way I am. Get to know me. Get to know why I'm like I am. It runs in my family. It might run in your family. You never know it. And you might develop a mental illness. I know people that didn't have any that developed depression down the road because things happened to them, or it was happened in their family like that. Get to know me before you judge me. That is definitely one thing I want to correct. I am not my mental illness. I am me. Get to know me, and you'll see that mental illness has a face. Is something that you really need to research and learn more about before you judge people. And that's the main thing I'd like to say. Don't judge somebody because they have a mental illness or illnesses. Get to know them first. The last question. What is a false assumption about mental illness in general that you would like to correct? What I would like to correct about it is that medication, counseling, all that. People think you don't need it. I'm not saying you need to go to a doctor, need to be on medication, but give it a try. Maybe that will help you, maybe it won't. Try meditation, like I said, that helps me. Hobbies, you know, that'll help you do things to take your mind off of it. But people think you can just snap out of it. Like I said before, you can't. I would. I mean, I'd give anything to be able to snap out of it. I mean, when I lost my parents in 2009, 3 months apart, I lost both my parents. Being an only child, losing both your parents, I went into a downward spiral. That's when my drug addiction went off the rails, because I wanted to be numb, and that's the only thing I could think to do. And if it wasn't for my husband, for my family, for my friends, I would be lost now. And I'm so grateful to them. And people think, oh, you can just snap out of it, she'll be fine, give her a little time. No, it's been since 2009 that my parents passed away. I'm still depressed about it at times, because I loved my parents so much. But you just have to work through it. It's gonna take you a while, but you're always gonna miss them. You work through it and it will get better. I can promise you that it does get better. And as I said on the first question, I have ADHD, OCD, and PTSD. The OCD, that's something people make fun of. I can't help it. My number is 5. I have to check the burners, the oven, the door locks every day, every night before I go to bed 5 times to make sure they're off. The faucets, everything. Everything's on my desk, in my makeup room, in the bathroom. When I would work, everything on my desk had to be in order, and if you moved it, I would have to move it back. Because if not, I would have an anxiety attack, point blank. And people would laugh at me. It's not something to laugh at. It is a problem, you know. Just, you have to deal with it. But I've gotten a little bit better. And I know that's part of me dealing with my anxiety and my bipolar. So it all goes hand in hand with me dealing with it. The ADHD, I was diagnosed with that when I was a child. And my parents, at the time, I was also diagnosed with epilepsy. And at the time, they didn't have ADHD. It was just called hyperactivity. Now it's ADHD. The doctor did diagnose me with it. And since I was epileptic, they put me on phenobarbital. And that is something that's a barbiturate, and it does calm you down. So I was pretty calm most of the time. But I was still a handful. But it was nothing too bad. The PTSD is something traumatic that happened to me in my childhood that I don't want to get into right now. That happened quite a few times, but I will get more into it later. But I do have triggers on that. If I see something, read something in a book, see something on a movie, somebody talks about it, it'll trigger me. And it'll make my anxiety go up. So I try to avoid stuff that I know will trigger it. And that's something that also goes hand in hand with my mental disorder. And you just got to learn how to deal with all of it. So, in closing, I'm not saying you need to go to a doctor, you need to be on medication. But if you feel that you have a mental disorder, I think it would be a good idea to go to a doctor, talk to him, and see if you do, and see what you need to do. If any of you would like to answer these questions, do this tag. I will leave the questions down below. And go check out that girl's channel. Her answers are very interesting also. And she has a different disorder than I do. So everybody's going to be different on this. And their answers to the questions are going to be different. So I'd like to thank y'all for stopping by, and I will see y'all later.